Hello everyone. In the previous lecture we have seen about the absolute pressure, vacuum pressure and positive gauge pressure. We will have a quick recap of that. Okay, so any pressure which is above the atmospheric pressure is called as the gauge pressure, and any pressure which is below the atmospheric pressure is called as the vacuum pressure. And we know that the pressure measured from the absolute zero pressure is called as the absolute pressure. Okay, for negative pressure we can see that from absolute zero pressure up to this point it is absolute pressure. For positive gauge pressure, pressure measured from absolute zero pressure up to this point it is called as the absolute pressure. So from this diagram we also calculate this formula, that is the vacuum pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure minus absolute pressure. We will get the vacuum pressure. Then rearranging this term, you will get the absolute pressure inside the condenser, it is equal to atmospheric pressure minus vacuum gauge reading. So this is all about the previous lecture. Also we have seen that inside the condenser there is a steam and also there are some air due to some leakage inside the condenser. So pressure inside the condenser is due to the pressure of the partial pressure of the steam as well as due to the partial pressure of the air. This is about the previous lecture. Now today we will study about the corrected vacuum and the vacuum efficiency. So why corrected vacuum is used? Sometimes the local atmospheric pressure is different from the standard atmospheric pressure. For example, if you go to the hill areas, okay, so there may be some slight variation in the atmospheric pressure with respect to the standard atmospheric pressure. We know that the standard atmospheric pressure is 760 mm of Hg, or in terms of bar it is 1.01325 bar. So if you want to correct the vacuum according to the local atmospheric pressure, so we had to use another formula which is called as the corrected vacuum, that is equal to the 760. What is 760? 760 it is the standard atmospheric pressure. Okay, so formula for corrected vacuum is standard atmospheric pressure, which is 760 mm of Hg, minus in bracket local atmospheric pressure minus actual vacuum. Whatever the local atmospheric pressure will be there, take it in mm of Hg minus vacuum gauge reading. Whatever the vacuum gauge, from the vacuum gauge we get the reading, put in this equation, then whatever you will get, it is called as the corrected vacuum. For example, somewhere the local atmospheric pressure which is measured by the barometer, it is also called as the barometer reading, it is shown that 764 mm of Hg, which is more than the standard atmospheric pressure, and it is showing the vacuum gauge pressure 680 mm of Hg. So what is the corrected vacuum? So corrected vacuum we can find out with the above formula, that is 760, that is the standard atmospheric pressure, minus in bracket local atmospheric pressure, which is in this case is 764 mm of Hg, minus vacuum gauge reading, that is 680 mm of Hg. On calculation you will get the 76 mm of Hg. So this is called as the corrected vacuum. Sometimes in the numerical it is asked, you will be given the local atmospheric pressure, you will be given the actual vacuum, and from this you can have to find out the corrected vacuum. So this is regarding the corrected vacuum. Now we will see the what is the vacuum efficiency. Okay, so first of all, what is the vacuum efficiency? You can see that it is the ratio of actual vacuum to the ideal vacuum. What is vacuum efficiency? It is the ratio of actual vacuum to the ideal vacuum. Okay, so what is actual vacuum and what is ideal vacuum? So actual vacuum क्या रहेगा? Inside that can be most of the time in the numerical, the actual vacuum is given. Okay, so you know you don't need to bother about the actual vacuum. So most of the time with the help of vacuum gauge reading, it is given in the numerical. What is the ideal vacuum? So ideal vacuum is when there is no any air present inside the condenser, and whatever the pressure is only due to the partial pressure of the steam. So in that case we will get the ideal vacuum. Now from this diagram you can see again, this is the absolute zero pressure line, bottommost line, absolute zero pressure line. This is the standard atmospheric pressure line. Okay, we know that the pressure below the atmospheric pressure measured is called as the actual vacuum. Okay, and the pressure measured from the absolute zero pressure up to the certain point, that is the absolute pressure. So this is the absolute pressure inside the condenser that will contain the partial pressure of the steam and partial pressure of the air. Okay, and so how we will get the actual vacuum? We will get the actual vacuum that will be equal to the atmospheric pressure minus absolute pressure. Okay, so atmospheric pressure minus what is the absolute pressure? Absolute pressure consists of partial pressure of the steam plus partial pressure of the air. This is the actual vacuum. So most of the time this is given in the numerical. What we have to find out the ideal vacuum. So ideal vacuum is when there is no air and the pressure due to the air will be zero. So total absolute pressure will be equal to the pressure of the steam. So ideal vacuum will become, I will write it like this, ideal vacuum, it will be equal to atmospheric pressure minus partial pressure of the steam. So if you put this in the above formula for the vacuum efficiency, that is the actual vacuum upon ideal vacuum, so it will be like this. Vacuum efficiency is, so most of the time the actual vacuum is given, so I am writing is as it is divided by ideal vacuum. So ideal vacuum is when there is no air present inside the condenser and whatever the pressure is only due to the pressure of the steam, so atmospheric pressure minus partial pressure of the steam. So from this you can find out the what is the vacuum efficiency. Okay, now we will see the numerical based on the vacuum efficiency. In this numerical, what is given? Steam enters the condenser at 36 degree and with a barometer reading of 760 mm of Hg. If the vacuum of 695 mm of Hg is produced, find the vacuum efficiency. So we have to just determine the vacuum efficiency. So we know the formula for vacuum efficiency, that is the actual vacuum upon ideal vacuum. And what is the ideal vacuum that we have calculated just before? That is the atmospheric pressure minus partial pressure of the steam. So we have to determine the partial pressure of the steam. So how can we determine? So that can be determined from this. It is written that steam enters the condenser at 36 degrees centigrade. So we have to find out the partial pressure of the steam from the steam table at a temperature of 36 degrees centigrade. To 36 degrees centigrade per, we have to find out the partial pressure of the steam from the table number 1 of the steam table. So this value comes out to be in bar 0.0595 bar. Okay. Now we will convert this partial pressure of the steam into mm of Hg. So we know that 1.01325 bar, it is equal to 760 mm of Hg. Now if you want to convert this 1 bar, so it is around 760 upon 1.01325 mm of Hg. And if you want to convert 0.0595 bar, so it will be 0.0595 into 760 upon 1.01325. The value will be in mm of Hg. So if you do the calculation, it will come out to be around 44.64 mm of Hg. Why we are converting in the mm of Hg? Because in the numerical we have seen that actual vacuum upon the atmospheric pressure minus partial pressure of the steam, that is in mm of Hg. You can also do this in bar, but you have to convert both the value in bar, because the actual vacuum is given in mm of Hg. So we have to convert the partial pressure of the steam in mm of Hg. Now just put in the formula. So what is the actual vacuum? Actual vacuum is given, which is 695 divided by लोकल एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर वी नो डेट नहीं दिया है तो हमें स्टैंडर्ड एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर पकड़ के चलना पड़ेगा. दिया हुआ है 760 mm of Hg minus 44.64 mm of Hg. So this come out to be around 97%. You do the calculation and you will find out the. So in this way we can solve the vacuum efficiency problem. Okay. Once in the next video I will discuss about the condenser efficiency. Okay, thank you.